Hello everyone. So I'm so excited. So very soon I will be heading to a Muggle place. It's this crazy recreation of Hogwarts and Hogsmeade and all that, and they've got all these trinkets and stuff like this little gold snitch made of plastic, but you know, they have wands, they've got scarves, robes, all sorts of stuff. They've got butterbeer and so many crazy things. And I should probably mention, because I've noticed that on this site a lot of Muggles seem to mention this when they talk excitedly about some big company-esque thing. I am not sponsored by Universal Studios, mind you, or Warner Brothers, or any of the people involved with the creation of those two places. I'm just really excited to see the Muggles' interpretation of our own wizarding world. So that's kind of weird. I didn't even know Muggles knew about magic now, but I do know something specific. So apparently the Muggles know about magic, but not really. So I guess someone from Hogwarts decided to write down a memoir of all my adventures and such, and decided to publish it into a book series. They even named it after me. How crazy is that? But anyhow, it was classified as fiction, obviously, because, you know, you can't let the Muggles really know that magic is real. But Muggles, for some reason, absolutely loved it. And they decided to make all these things, these little figurines, these little hats, and all sorts of stuff. Just, it's ridiculous how many things that they make. Even here on this little website, YouTube, you can just look up Harry Potter, and you can even type crafts, DIY, cosplay, anything in there. You have many videos of Harry Potter-esque crafts. There's this one craft where you can make a little book, the Book of Monsters. You can make themed earrings, and there's even a thing of like 100 things to do Harry Potter related. One of them was get a lizard and name it Harry. Or I can't even. You're a lizard, Harry. Oh my gosh. But there's all sorts of crazy things that these Muggles have been making up and stuff. It's so cool and it's great. Honestly, when I post this video, they're probably just gonna think I'm some sort of cosplayer. Isn't that cute? But anywho, there's so many things that they do, and it's so unique because instead of creating this world using magic, which they obviously can't, or even just creating it and just letting it be an aesthetic, they went the extra mile. They put animatronics. For those of you who don't understand what those are, wizards and witches, those are these robotic. The reason they're called animatronics is because it's animal-like. So it's like an android, which is basically a humanoid robot. The only difference is it's an animal. So they'll have these animal robots, gigantic even. They have one on top of the highest tower. Like, I think it's Gringotts they have it on top of. And it's hanging on top of the whole thing. And its head comes down. Its head will move from side to side. even raising up sometimes, I do believe. And it even breathes fire. Fire! The whole thing is probably, it's like, I think it's covered with this rubber-esque material that acts like skin, like most animatronics here in the States, where this is. And they even have these wands, they're specialized, they have like little battery sensors or something, and you point them at things and you make spells, and I guess they're voice activated too. So when you cast a certain spell, things will happen around the park. And it's certain areas, obviously, because, you know, you're not going to put sensors in everything because you don't know what they'll do. No, you put sensors in specific things and put little stars or something next to it to show, oh, this is interactable. Anyway, and they've got these holes of all these things, moving pictures and such that they've created using, projection and like stuff like that, and actual TV screens and all sorts of things. It's phenomenal. I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention this already? Again, not sponsored. If I hadn't mentioned this, not sponsored by Disney or not Disney. Excuse me. I'm not sponsored by Disney either, but I'm not sponsored by Warner Brothers or the Universal Studios parks or any of the Hogwarts parks, what have you. I'm just excited. But there's so much stuff to do. You can even get Gringotts. I'm actually curious to see if those Gringotts will actually be like usable, you know, back at Hogwarts. I might try and use a few Gringotts there. I mean, I don't need them, but like, what a shot, I'm curious. Oh man, but I can't believe how amazing this is. But for some reason, it's also so American in its own way, because amongst all these magical looking things, you've got like a Starbucks. Or something like that. You'll have these little restaurants, you've got your $5 menus and whatnot. Everyone's paying with credit cards. Honestly, I swear, it's like if you took Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, you put it in the US, well, obviously, and then you just took a little pinch of Ilvermorny and just sprinkled that on it, and you have the universal experience of Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, I guess. I mean, I've never been there, and this will be my first time, but from what I've heard, it's basically that, because they have to have all these things, so Americans, who are the ones most prominently visiting it, are comfortable there, because Americans are a bit picky. They have to have the temperatures at certain degrees. They don't like standing outside in hot weather. They don't like being in tight spaces, obviously. They never carry around cash. They always have a credit card. They always buy things that are overly expensive. They like alcohol, like a lot of it. There's gotta be smoking areas because Americans smoke. And I'm certain now with the new juuling and vaping crazes that I've been hearing about in the US, they're probably gonna have areas for that as well. Short PSA on that, because I'm a bit miffed about him myself. You know, smoking a cigarette may be more dangerous than vaping or e-cigs or juuling. Sure. But that's because those things were designed to get people who already smoke cigarettes to stop smoking cigarettes and replace it with something else that was slightly less dangerous. Of course, that does not make the other thing less dangerous. It's still dangerous. It's ridiculous. But now you have all these kids who wouldn't even smoke in the first place or even touch a cigarette. Now they're juuling. And it's like, oh, it's healthier. Well, it's healthier than smoking a cigarette, yeah, sure, but like, that doesn't mean it's healthy in general. It's just slightly better than a cigarette. Slightly better, just slightly better. But it doesn't mean it doesn't do any damage. It still does damage to you and your health, and you probably shouldn't just smoke those in general. If you really want to do the whole smoking-esque experience, I highly recommend candy cigarettes, which are basically just... There are two types. There's one kind that is basically just a candy stick. There's another kind where it actually puffs out some smoke, but it's just sugar. It's just sugar. And another kind I would recommend is false cigarettes. What are false cigarettes? They're normally used in theatrical performances. You don't really get the whole nicotine kick because obviously that's the part that's unhealthy. But it does provide like that smoky effect, which is those theatrical cigarettes are designed to do. They're supposed to make smoke. It's normally used in, well, productions like plays and movies and whatnot, because obviously you probably shouldn't have smoke or some sort of hot object on a flammable stage or with anyone who has asthma or some sort of breathing condition. It's highly just not good. So, like, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just like, I don't know what it puffs off, but it's basically just fake, smoke. So, or if you really, really just want to get that real, smoky sort of thing coming out of your mouth, just go outside on a cold day, obviously wear some nice, a jacket, what have you, a nice winter coat, a hat, make sure you're nice and bundled up, and just breathe. Just breathe out warm air into a cold environment, and you'll create that smoke. It's basically the same thing if you like the aesthetic, but if you actually like the nicotine kick, I would not recommend doing any of those things. In fact, I'd recommend going to like a therapist or some sort of AAA group or whatever. AA, no, that's for alcoholics. I think that's for alcoholics. Maybe it's for addictions because they both start with A. Point here is just go see someone because these are serious problems, and trust me, if you have a problem, you need to seek help. Because if you don't seek help, it's just going to get worse, and that sucks. PSA aside, I got deep there for a second. So, I'm so excited to go to this Hogwarts place. It's going to be so much fun. I might make a few update videos and show you how Muggles interact with magical culture. And how the technology of all this works. Maybe even see some small children who think they're wizards and witches, and that's so cute. Little muggles, they think they're magic. That's cute. Also might do a few price reviews because I've looked on the website. The wands are like $50 in Muggle currency, like in the English. No, sorry, not English. American dollar, like 50 of those. I can't recall what that be in pounds right now, mainly because it's just I didn't think about that. I don't have any pounds on me. Mainly just Gringotts, but like point here is I'm really excited, but like pricing might be a bit iffy. Yikes. So I'm really just pumped, and I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but can't wait, and I'll make some update videos, and I'll see you all wizards, witches and muggles in the next video.